Alright, so I just bought another car. It's a 2002 540i V8 6-speed. Just want to go over some common issues with these cars. I've had 4 of them, this is my 4th one, and pretty much all of them have the same symptoms once you get up in higher mileage. So as you can see, there's a new air filter there, the airbox is gone. This is much better. The airbox has a downsizer in it from factory, so this will help you out and let it breathe better. Second issue is, you see I have the covers off for the coil packs. Just about every time you buy one of these, or even if you own one for a while, the valve cover gaskets are known to leak. They just basically dry and crack over time, and it's just something that you have to service. It's not a huge deal. Just about anybody can do it. Just take your time, buy quality parts and do it. Another reason I have the cover off is because, well, this car actually doesn't have the issue, but my other 3 540i's did. If you have a misfire, you put plugs in, you still have a misfire, your car's not starting great. Pull these covers off, go out in the pitch black dark, fire the car up, and you can actually see purple fire, like little thunderbolts arcing off the coils if you do it at nighttime. And that's just a simple test that I do every time I buy a BMW, so good thing to check out if you own one or plan on buying one. Third common issue with these cars is they like to eat the back tires off on the insides. So is what you want to do, if you're scared to do it yourself, when you go in for an alignment, you want to tell the technician that's aligning the car not to go by the settings that's dialed into their computer, because these 540s actually call to be out of line from factory for whatever reason, to make them handle better if you're driving 160 miles an hour. I've zeroed every one of these out that I've had that the tires wear great, and absolutely no handling issues. If anything, the car probably works and performs better because you get the full tire hitting the road and it hooks up better. So if you're not scared to do it yourself, what you want to do is that lower bolt on your H-arm with the camber washer, you want to set that it is just like that. Pulling inward, not pushing outward, and that'll keep your rear tire sitting straighter once you let the load onto it. So I always delete resonators, and unfortunately I did the muffler too on this. Normally I'd put a muffler on, but had this piece of pipe kicking around, so immediately we had to modify the exhaust. Typical me. Luckily I bought this. This has all brand new brakes the whole way around, so that was pretty sweet. Another thing you want to deal with if you own one of these or buy one is the fuel filter. Nobody ever bothers to change them, and they are a little bit of expensive and kind of a bit of a job compared to most vehicles. But underneath the driver's side, you get down here and you pull the plastic panel off, and lo and behold, the fuel filter is up in there. The earlier ones are only 2 lines. This one is 4 line with the regulator built right into it. So, like I said, a little bit of a job for a fuel filter, but you want your V8 getting all the fuel that it needs. This car actually, when I bought it, had lean codes bank 1 and 2, so I pulled the filter off this morning. I ordered a new one last night. It'll be here, in a few days, whatever. So I just pulled this one off, took the blowgun to it, stuck it back on. It's a lot better than it was. You couldn't even blow through it, with your mouth. So at least it's flowing a little better for now till the new one arrives. So that's something you probably want to deal with if you have one of these for sure. The shifters are usually sloppy into them. They're pretty simple to take apart. I recommend doing it on a hoist. There's a horseshoe clip on the lower side for the pin that joins the shifter, and it's a bit of a horse show to do in your yard on the ground, but it can be done if you're talented. So that's another common one for these things. Usually they're always out of line, so You know, if you take it to get an alignment, you know, take my advice in the back end. This, you know, you're probably not going to be driving this fast enough that you need the rear tires towed in on a pretty hard angle. You know, there's just no need of that, and you'll get way more tire life. So the other issue is every single one of these I bought, and I love this sport package wheel, but you know, these cars are getting old and the wheels get in rough shape and the corners get pitted and whatnot, and you know, people like to drive along curbs and keep driving along curbs until they have the whole entire rim fucking destroyed. But I have a good fix for that. I should actually do like a rim repair thing, but my advice in a short sentence is, you can see here I got one prepped. Get yourself some good quality sandpaper, 3M, because hand sanding's a bitch, so buy quality stuff that's decent to work with. I start with 80, take all the bad spots off, then switch to 180 or a 220. And if you can feel it with your finger, you'll see it after the coat of paint's on it. So if you're going to take the time to paint it, take the time to sand it properly. You know, that's just how it is. So what I used, which my girlfriend actually picked out for me because the car is silver, we went with Duplicolor, and it's basically gunmetal. And of course, if I'm going to go through the hassle to paint the rims, I'm going to go through the hassle to clear coat it as well. So what I did, 3 coats of the Duplicolor, and if you have bad spots that you're not sure if you sand it well enough, I would actually do like 2 coats just over those at the beginning to try to build it up some, because I mean, you can't build much with paint. So luckily today it's hotter than hell here in Nova Scotia, and it's a pretty good day for doing this, so I'm hard at her. So 3 coats of the gray and 2 real good heavy coats of the clear. And let's just show you. So there's the one that's prepped. There's what the factory one looks like on the car, and actually that one's probably the cleaner one out of the 5, because luckily I got the full size spare in the trunk, which most times you do. But I gotta brag this up a little bit, because this is just, I mean, look at the shine on that thing. So, you know, if you're going to take the time to buy paint for $15, $16 a can and clear coat, same price. Sandpaper's pretty cheap, and, you know, sit around, have a few beer, a few joints, and fucking have at her, sand away until she's smoother than a baby's ass. So finished product, I only got the front one on, because clearly there's 2 there, 1 there, 1 prepped. Car's still jacked up in the back, but this thing's gonna look way sharper with those color wheels. And not to mention, you know, I think I done a pretty good job. I'll let you guys decide. So that's my 540i tutorial for you. I got the E60 M5 with the V10 sitting there with 200k, still going strong, original rod bearings, no issues. Change your fluids when they need it. Have a great day, guys.